Hey loves, welcome to Starlight Convos. My name is Blue. If you're new here, welcome to the channel and thank you so much for joining our spiritual community today. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back my dear friend. It's always a blessing to connect with you again. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into tonight's message, which I'm really excited to share with you all. I can already feel this is going to be a very specific message for someone. This isn't just general guidance. This is for a divine feminine who is deeply, deeply connected to Source. You're not just intuitive, you're not just spiritual, you are someone who carries a powerful gift in this lifetime. You have a way of seeing through what's spoken, you feel the truth underneath the surface, and when you speak, you don't just say words, you speak straight to people's hearts. You're someone who doesn't need to study every detail or analyze every situation, because the moment you open yourself to a conversation, the wisdom just flows through you. It's like Spirit sits beside you and hands you exactly what you need to know, exactly when you need to know it. That's how powerful your downloads are. And maybe you've doubted that before. Maybe you've brushed it off or told yourself it was just a good guess. But Spirit wants to remind you, you don't guess, you know. You were born with this light, this frequency, this soul voice that people can feel. You are a vessel for healing, truth, and higher guidance. You raise the vibration just by being who you are. You're not trying to impress anyone, and you're not chasing attention. You're simply being, and in that being, people shift, they open, they remember. So if you felt different, or like people come to you and you're not even sure why, it's because your soul speaks before your words do. You're here on purpose, and you're doing more than you realize. Let's get into what Spirit wants you to hear next. The first card I just pulled is the Hierophant, Divine Feminine. I know this message is going to land exactly where it needs to, because the energy coming through right now is loud. I'm speaking to someone who doesn't just believe in truth, you carry it. You walk into a room and without even trying, people feel the presence of something bigger flowing through you. You're not someone who needs to research everything or ask for permission to speak. When the moment comes, the truth just pours through you like it was always there, waiting to be said. You're an oracle, and I don't say that lightly. You're someone whose voice carries light codes, healing, awakening. And whether you speak on social media, write books, make websites, or simply open your heart in private conversations, what you say moves people. You shift something in them. You spark something open. And that's not just talent, that's purpose. But here's the thing, there's resistance. I'm picking up on someone, or honestly a group, trying to quiet you. Not in an obvious way. It's subtle, it's energetic, but it's real. Every time you go to speak your truth, to share something that could free someone else from their pain, you hit interference. Your voice cracks, your technology glitches, your mind fogs over. You start doubting if what you felt was even real. That's not random. That's not coincidence. This is spiritual warfare. And the worst part? You might not even see it happening. You're just out here doing what you do, being your authentic self, sharing from the heart, and suddenly you feel disconnected from your own wisdom. You question your intuition. You wonder, why can't I find the words today? Or why does everything go wrong the second I try to speak up? Let me be clear. This is a targeted energetic attack on your voice, on your clarity, on your confidence. And the reason it's happening, you're powerful. Like deeply, divinely powerful. You don't need a massive platform to be dangerous to the darkness. You could whisper truth to one person and change their life forever. That's how strong your light is. Even in your quietest moments, even when you're not trying, you are still radiating a frequency that uplifts the planet, that shakes people awake, and that is not something the shadows want spreading freely. So if you've been experiencing sudden voice problems or strange tech issues every time you try to post something meaningful, or that feeling of being completely fogged out when you know you have something to say, this is why. You're under spiritual attack, and not because you're weak, but because you are so powerful your very existence is disruptive to illusion. So protect your energy. Speak anyway, even if your voice shakes, even if the words come slower than usual. Don't let these interruptions make you second-guess what you came here to do. You're not meant to go silent. You're here to wake people up, and whoever is trying to block that, they're already losing, because your light is too steady, too pure, and too needed to be stopped. Now let's pull the next card, the Five of Pentacles. And this one hit deep, Divine Feminine. I know this may feel like a strange thing to say, but if you've been feeling like your voice has been literally vanishing lately, you're not imagining it. If you've walked into a space that should feel safe, maybe even sacred, and suddenly you can't speak like you used to, your words get caught in your throat, your voice cracks for no reason, or you feel like your heart and throat just won't cooperate. This is real. This is energy. That moment when you go to speak truth, and it's like your body resists you. Your voice cuts out, your chest tightens, you have to keep clearing your throat. There's this invisible pressure that builds around you, and you don't know where it's coming from, but you feel it. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual interference. There are people, yes, actual people, who are trying to energetically silence you. Maybe they're watching from the background, maybe they're projecting thoughts or intentions your way. But either way, it's not random that every time you step into your power, something tries to pull you back down. And let's talk about the fear, that heaviness that's creeping in. You've probably noticed that lately you felt more hesitant. You're questioning things you didn't used to question. You're moving slower, not because you're tired, but because you're scared, and you don't even know why. There's no clear danger, but still the fear clings to you. That's the attack. It's not always loud or obvious. Sometimes it looks like confusion, or an emotional fog, or second-guessing yourself when you know you were sure a moment ago. These are all ways the enemy tries to bait you into a lower frequency. Because here's the truth, you can only be attacked on a lower vibration. When you're anchored in love, in truth, in your real frequency, those attacks can't reach you. But fear, shame, embarrassment, all of that becomes an entry point. And I can feel for someone here, there's been a kind of spiritual humiliation happening, like out of nowhere you started feeling embarrassed about who you are. Maybe it was something you said or shared, maybe it was just being visible, and suddenly you found yourself shrinking, hiding, holding back. Please hear this, that isn't your energy, that's projection, and you have every right to reject it. You are someone whose words don't just comfort people, they heal them. You're wired to speak to the soul of the room. Your voice isn't just sound, it carries frequency, it shifts hearts. And yes, that makes you a target, but it also makes you untouchable when you're grounded in your truth. The only thing clouding your judgment right now is the fear that's been layered over your vision. That fear is bait. It wants you to believe that you're not connected, that your third eye is shut, that your emotions are too much. But the truth is, you are still the same soul. The clarity, the power, the intuition, it's all still in you. It's just buried under this energetic fog that isn't yours to carry. So today, call it out, return that energy, and choose again. Choose your frequency, choose your alignment, choose your voice, even if it shakes, because up here in your true vibration, they can't reach you. Let's pull the next card, the Ace of Swords. Divine Feminine, this is your breakthrough moment. If you've been feeling stuck in a cycle of fear, overthinking, or anxiety, especially those sneaky moments where it feels like something might be wrong with you, or your relationships suddenly turn chaotic, or small arguments just erupt out of nowhere, you need to know this isn't just happening out of thin air. This is energy being directed at you. You are being baited into confusion and darkness, because that is the only space where you're vulnerable to spiritual attack. And I want to be really honest here. When you're someone who carries this much light, people feel it. Even the ones who don't consciously understand energy, they feel it. And when your vibration drops, even just a little bit, that's when they try to sneak in. That's when the spiritual interference begins to mess with your peace, with your clarity, with your power. If you've been noticing small inconveniences, technology breaking, health fears out of nowhere, heaviness around your heart, trouble focusing during meditation, that's not just life being difficult. That's someone or something trying to block your access to the light. Because when you're in your full alignment, nothing touches you, nothing. And you know this, you've felt it before, that feeling of being so high in your frequency that everything just flows. You walk outside and the air feels lighter, the colors are brighter, things go your way effortlessly. Your mind is clear, your voice is strong. That's the power of a high vibration. It repels darkness without you even needing to fight. But right now, something's been pulling at your field. There's an energy of fog, spiritual static, and it's not just random. This feels like a coordinated effort. I'm picking up a group, yes, an actual group of people attempting to spiritually silence or block you. They know one person alone couldn't shake you, so they're working together. And still, they're not breaking through because your truth, it's too sharp, too clear, too aligned. Even when you feel unclear, even when you start to doubt yourself, that doesn't mean you've lost your gift. It just means you've been targeted because of your gift. You are someone who receives divine downloads constantly. You get flashes of inspiration, intuitive ideas, and full-body knowing. You have billion-dollar ideas, soul-shifting messages, and creative blueprints just pouring into you. But when fear creeps in, it distracts you. It gets you second-guessing your own voice. That's the attack. That's the strategy. Because if you hesitate long enough, you won't follow through. If you second-guess it long enough, you'll keep your magic to yourself. And that's exactly what they want. But you know better. You don't need to fight them on their level. You rise. You choose your frequency. You come back to truth. You step back into the clarity that's always been yours. This Ace of Swords is a reminder that the fog is lifting, that your voice is coming back online, that the light is still inside you no matter how dark things feel. The interference is loud, but your truth is louder, and it's time to speak it again. If this message speaks to you, a super thanks of $5, $10, or whatever you like is a beautiful way to support the channel and help me continue sharing guidance from the heart. Let's pull the next card, and we have the Queen of Wands. This is your reminder. You are not to be underestimated. Divine Feminine, I see you, I feel the fire inside you, even through all the distractions, the fog, the attempts to pull you off your path. Your spirit hasn't wavered. You might be tired, you might be questioning everything right now, you might feel like things that used to bring you peace, your meditations, your prayers, your grounding practices, just don't hit the same. Like the moment you sit down to reconnect, your mind goes elsewhere, your fears flare up, or something just interrupts the moment. That's not your fault. It's energetic interference, and it's happening because of how powerful you are. You're not just someone who speaks truth, you embody it, you walk in it, and that makes you dangerous to anything that thrives in illusion. That's why all these random cravings, emotional swings, tech glitches, and even appetite flips show up, like you're too tired to eat healthy, but somehow always hungry when it's something that'll pull your energy down. That's not coincidence, that's strategic distraction. But here's what they didn't expect. You're resilient. You're not just spiritually gifted, you're high-ranking, a true leader of light. And I know you've heard that before, but it's deeper than affirmation, it's identity. You carry the energy of a high priestess in motion. You guide the collective without even trying. You're the kind of soul who shifts the energy of a room the moment you walk in, not because you're loud, but because your light is that undeniable. And the people who are trying to throw energy your way, they're not as powerful as they think they are. That's why they need backup. That's why it takes a group. You've likely had energy thrown at you before, and you didn't even feel it, because your field is that protected, because your light is that blinding, because you are always covered. But right now, it's like they're trying harder. It's like a group of spiritually manipulative people has decided you're too much, and they want to stop your rise. They want to dim your message, shut your voice down, make you second-guess your power. But here's the thing, they still can't touch you. What you're doing right now, speaking truth, waking people up, helping thousands if not millions to remember who they are, that can't be undone. You are literally causing spiritual awakenings left and right. People hear your words and something clicks, something in their spirit stirs. You're not just talking, you're activating. And yes, the distractions are real, the fear is loud, but so is your soul. This is the part of your journey where your determination gets to shine. This is where the Queen of Wands in you rises, not through force but through divine focus. You don't need to fight them the way they fight you. You're above that frequency. You don't match chaos with chaos. You rise in love, in purpose, in clarity. They may try to silence you, but Spirit already gave you a voice that can't be muted. Let's pull the next card, the Seven of Wands. This is the energy of holding your ground, no matter who or what tries to come for you. Divine Feminine, if you've been feeling a little off lately, like something's been pulling you down, keeping you still, or even trapping you in cycles of confusion, fear, or fatigue, you're not alone. I'm picking up on someone who feels stuck. Maybe you can't get out of bed like you used to. Maybe even the smallest tasks feel like mountains. And let's be real, when your body is not cooperating and your mind is cluttered, it's hard to keep your spiritual routines in check. Meditation, journaling, prayer, cleansing, it starts to slip. But here's what you need to remember. That's exactly what they want. This energy, this fog, this tightness in your chest, or in your schedule, or in your spirit, it's designed to distract you. It's all bait, meant to keep you in a low vibration, away from your power, and disconnected from the truth of who you are. But here's the thing, you're too powerful for that. You've come too far, you've helped too many, you've awakened souls without even realizing it, just by speaking from your heart. And yes, you're under spiritual attack, but not because you're weak, because you've become impossible to ignore. Whether it's envy from strangers or hidden resentment from someone close, jealousy is in the air. I feel it strongly. For some of you, this isn't some faraway enemy. It's someone you know, someone you didn't expect, maybe even someone you love. And the energy doesn't always look loud. It can feel like distance, coldness, subtle sabotage, energetic friction every time you're near them. And if you're feeling confused about why this is happening, this is why. You are rising. You're stepping into a version of yourself that no longer plays small just to make others comfortable. You're not begging to be seen anymore. You're just being seen, and that's triggering people who haven't yet faced their own shadows. I want to talk about spiritual hygiene for a second, because right now it matters more than ever. You have to be strict, not paranoid, but consistent. Clear your field, cleanse your space, speak protection over your voice, your body, your mission. Return the energy, not with anger but with authority. Say it however you want. Return to sender, return to source. Just don't let it stay in your field. And while we're here, let's not ignore the fact that some of this jealousy is coming from people who are watching you, studying you, trying to figure out how you move. They think if they can copy the outside, they'll gain what you have on the inside. But they're missing the key ingredient, your authenticity. You don't shine because you perform. You shine because you're real. So yes, there are those who want to shut you up, dim your light, confuse your vision, but here's what they forgot. You already cracked the code. You don't need to defend yourself with the same tools they use. Your consistency is your protection. Your truth is your armor, and your vibration, that's your shield. So stand tall in it, protect your space, don't match their energy, transcend it. Let's close this reading with the final card, Justice. And wow, this couldn't be more perfect. Divine Feminine, if you've made it to this part of the reading, I want you to really let this land in your spirit. The truth will always rise, the light always wins, and the energy you carry cannot be stolen, silenced, or stopped. Right now, someone is watching you with eyes that don't match their words. This isn't about suspicion or paranoia. It's about awareness. It's about understanding that jealousy doesn't always come from enemies. Sometimes it comes from the people we love, the ones we give to, the ones we pray for, the ones we protect. And when that happens, it cuts deeper, because we trusted them. You may be pouring love into someone, doing kind things, helping them, showing up with open arms, only to realize that they're secretly wishing for your downfall. That's the part that feels like betrayal. That's the energy that lingers and confuses you, because you love them and you thought they loved you back. And maybe they do, in their own distorted way, but if they're embodying jealousy, they're still projecting the evil eye, and that energy is real. You don't have to believe in curses to feel it. The evil eye isn't just some folklore, it's the weight of unspoken envy. It's someone seeing your blessings and feeling bitter. It's someone looking at your joy and subconsciously wishing it would dim. And even if they smile to your face, their spirit is speaking something else. So what do? You protect yourself. You don't fight them. You don't try to prove anything. You just stand in your truth. You keep your energy clean. You return anything sent your way back to source or back to sender, whichever feels aligned for you. Not from a place of fear, but from knowing that your vibration is worth guarding. Because here's what they don't know. You're not just lucky, you're chosen. You're not just gifted, you're anointed. And your spiritual power didn't come from pretending. It came from surviving, from rising, from walking through battles you never spoke about. They see the light, but they don't know the fire that forged it. And yes, some of these attacks are hidden. You might not see anything in the 3D, but spiritually, you've been at war. You've been waking up exhausted, questioning your gifts, doubting your voice, and all of that is part of the interference. It's not meant to destroy you, it's meant to disconnect you from your source. But now you see it, now you know. And knowing, that's 90% of the battle, so take your energy back. Reclaim your space. Stay in your high vibration, not for anyone else but for you. Because you are meant to lead, you are meant to speak, you are meant to keep awakening this world, one soul at a time, and no hidden projection, no spiritual interference, no envious spirit can undo that. If you found value in this video and want to support Starlight Convos, consider joining me on Patreon. The link is in the video description. Your support truly means the world. This feels like a beautiful place to close the reading because justice is already moving. Spirit saw it all, and what was done in the dark, it will be handled by the light. So keep going, keep shining, keep standing in your truth, even if you have to stand alone for a little while. You're not alone in the spirit. You are protected, you are supported, and everything meant for you is still coming, unshaken, untouched, undeniable. Take a deep breath, hold your head high, and walk forward like the light you are. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.